Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris News.
Hey there, hi there, ho there, Disney fans, and welcome to another Disneyland Paris Show. That rather awkward silence was the news. I'm afraid some weeks we have this situation. I looked through the news and ferryboat boat ride is opened, but we talked about that last week. It's been Princess Week, but we talked about that last week because it was the first day of Princess Week. There's lots of construction going on, but we talked about that the week before. And I'm like, some weeks there is just no news. We need to embrace this. We need to embrace it. It's the end of the summer period. Everything has gone beautifully. Things are in full swing. We've not yet got into the new seasons. Oh, I believe there are some Christmas merchandise in stock.
Ooh, Christmas, you say?
If you're excited about Christmas, we're excited about Christmas. And
it's basically Christmas here now.
Is that right?
Hugh's already autumn murding, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no news. However, that kind of works in our favour because we have got an obnoxious number of trip reports that we've been kicking down the road because we've had so much other things to talk about.
But not from obnoxious people because we love you all.
Oh, yeah. So...
Good save.
Today, it is going to be a trip report special. Yay!
Yay!
I just want to point out in that my eyes just saw in the chat as well, Jenny Weir going, yay, I'm live. But I read it as, yay, I'm alive. And I thought, oh, that's a great sentiment.
She's alive!
We all need to say that from time to time, Jenny, don't we? We all need a moment we go, do you know what? I'm alive. I'm alive.
I'm here.
That's what matters.
Are we jumping straight into the chat then?
Let's hit it, yeah.
Who are they?
That was
Hello!
pitchy.
Pamela is first in the chat today and puts, quite simply, a little smiley face with hands. What does that face mean?
Who knows?
It's like a little blushing face with two hands in front of it going like this.
I think it's a hug. It's a hug.
Oh, okay. Like coming for a hug. Joey says, hey, lovelies, excited to hear all the news this week.
Oh, no, we failed already.
Especially,
I'm so sorry.
Especially about 2026.
There is a little something about 2026 that me and Chris have already discussed. We'll bring that up shortly.
My question this week is, what do you think is the best Disney/Pixar school-based show or film? Of course, I'm an HSM fan. High School Musical. I mean, come on. I mean, my favourite Disney film has become Monsters University, so I'm going to go that.
It's hard to look beyond there, isn't it?
Do you know what, though?
Yeah.
Bonnie has introduced me to The Descendants this week. Now, I've been in the house when it's been on, but I generally just go and do something else. And
I've
that's her
seen
thing.
it a lot more than you.
She asked me to
It's not a brag,
come
I'm
and
just-
sit down and watch it with her. And I was like, absolutely. Valuable mother-daughter time when I don't have to be washing up. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it greatly.
They are just about watchable.
You know, speaking of just about watchable and schools as well, I watched both Grease films this week.
Yes.
And I would say the first one is just about watchable.
Yeah.
The second one is absolute bliss from beginning to end.
Isn't
Anyone who actually knows what they're talking about knows that Grease 2 is way better than Grease.
We speak the truth.
Yes.
And if you've not seen Grease 2, we can't be friends.
That's the official party line of this show.
It's not like when you watch Teen Wolf and then watch Teen Wolf 2 TOO.
Yeah, that's
It's
bad.
not like that. That's a bad film with a like synthesized score. It's a bad film. It's not like that. It does have Jason Bateman in it though, doesn't it?
Yeah, he looks ill though when he's the wolf.
Yeah.
He just looks ill.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's much, much better. Oh, so much better.
And there are so many beautiful double entendre lyrics
Yes.
that are just crafted so beautifully.
And they mentioned Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. It's like we're doing it for Disneyland.
You said something about Aristocats being a bit of a school film because
The cats are all homeschooled, yeah.
there you go.
Are they not?
That counts.
I think that counts, yeah. I can't think of anything else, really. I'm sure there are other films. Tell us.
Magical by Sarah also adds, hey everyone, looking forward to all the updates. Have we missed something? Well, do let us know because we have had a little look and I don't know about updates this week.
I
Exactly.
mean, we talked at length about the D23 things,
Yeah.
and I did an additional video.
Yeah.
All the construction news was all about that stuff going vertical, but I think that we've covered that. Am I really missing something?
Not that I know
Is there
of.
something major? Do let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the chat. And
Hello
and then-
to John and Bonnie, who is under Lucy's name. Hello there, Bonnie. Bonnie can go on her own phone, but she's under Lucy's.
Ah.
She's throwing me a look from the living room. Hello to Jimmy with the pink hand, and we've got Sam. 14 days till Disneyland. Let's go. I always read that as let's go.
Come on.
How would you spell go? Would you put like AH on it?
No, I just put going capital. Personally.
Would
yes.
you? Okay.
Yeah, personally, I would.
Yes. I agree.
Anyway, that sounds like I'm criticising Sam. I'm not. That's just I just read it as let's go. Hello to Kiva. Hi everyone. 14 days to go. That's another one. Are you going together? Hello Ruth and Cheryl. Just back from our first ever Disney cruise. Had 3 hours sleep. Ready for a great show though.
You're cruising for a bruising.
Cruise. Where was it? Where was it? Was it a British Isles one? Because I know that this time of year they do go from Southampton, I think. Or have you been flying somewhere? Have you been flying?
Hello to Ed and Jen. Disney pals. Hey Disney pals. Was pricing my next DLP trip today, says Jen.
Ooh.
Jenny Weir, as we said, says, yay, I'm live. Cheryl says, does Turning Red count, Joey? Because we love that film.
Ooh, Turning
I
Red is...
think
Yes, I
so.
think that does
I
count.
reckon
Yeah, I
it
would say so.
does.
Yeah.
Danielle, will be my first watch. Hope I'm in the right place.
You are.
It is.
Well, if you're trying to watch us, anyway.
Yeah, if you're trying to watch dedicated DLP, you're in the wrong place.
Oh,
But
that's just reminded me. I've been watching Paging Mr. Morrow this week. Like, I'd never watched him before.
Yeah.
And Hugh and Lucy talk about him often.
yeah,
And
we like him.
He's just like the happiest guy I've ever seen in my life.
He is.
Oh, that's fancy.
And he's been to DLP, so he's put loads of DLP
I haven't-
vlogs up, and they're great. And he's also been to Japan, so I started watching those as well.
Yeah.
Disney Sea looks incredible.
I haven't seen his DLP content. Have you seen it yet?
I don't think so.
I think we need to sit down and get that done.
But
I'm sure it's all fancy to him. What else does he say?
I don't know.
Oh, my lanta. He says that, doesn't he?
The one thing I noticed about him though is he holds his camera up in such a way and moves just his head and his arm that he looks like an animatronic while he's talking, and that really made me enjoy it. I found it very, very endearing.
Yeah.
So yeah, if that's who you tuned in to watch, then you've come to the wrong show. But if you've come to watch us, you're in the right place.
Well, Danielle's listening on. Been listening on Spotify,
oh, Spotify.
but here live today. Hello to Vicky. Hi y'all. Happy to be joining live. 89 days to go for us.
Ooh.
Lisa, evening. All 42 days to go.
42.
Level 42. John is excited for spooky season. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Hello to Guy, our friend Guy. Good evening. Just back from a Disney cruise to Bilbao.
You said.
No way!
Need something else booked to count down to.
Hugh said, as we were getting set up, by the way, he said, I'm in autumn mode now. That were his words. So summer is officially over. We're into autumn.
I'm calling it, guys.
Yeah.
It's autumn. Get out your pumpkin-flavoured candles. Get out your ghost-themed mugs.
Yes.
It's time.
Oh,
Who said they were going in 89 days? Because I just had to look at our countdown.
Vicky,
we're going in 88 days. So we might see you there.
Ooh.
We'll take stickers. If you tap us on the shoulder, we'll give you some stickers.
Yeah.
Chris makes note. I need to get more stickers.
Yeah, because I'm running out.
Yeah, I've run out.
Hello to Jen. Cheryl says, yes, Grease 2. Suddenly it's got to be September 1st.
Whoa, with me. All summer long, I was happy and free.
Sing
I don't know it quite as well as these guys.
The Board of Education took away my parole.
We gotta go back.
Back to school again.
Jenny says, I am also very much alive and hoping you got my Christmas trip report amongst the obnoxious ones.
Christopher?
Yes, I did.
We're going to get through some of these today.
Excellent.
Joey says, I really like The Descendants and I adore Grease 2 a lot more as well, apart from the bit where he appears like a dream from heaven near the end. Yeah. Bowling is the best song.
That's funny as that. I'd forgotten about that bit.
Yeah.
So it was really, really joyous.
I think I'm so in the mood by that point, I'd forgive them anything. And they finish with a hula luau, don't they? So,
yeah.
What is it? Hula hula luau.
It's we go together.
No, it's not that.
But it pretty much is. I mean, they've definitely stolen the formula of the first film and improved it.
Yeah.
Ruth says Grease 2 is 100% the better film and it has the better songs. Correct.
I can't believe how much of it when I watched it, because it's the first time I've watched it in 25 years, I reckon, and I can't believe how much of that film I just happily quote on a regular basis. Like, I've got a rep to protect. I say that all the time. You've probably never heard it.
Rock-a-hula luau. I had to look that up.
Rock-a-hula luau.
That's brilliant.
I've got a rep to protect. I don't know that film very well, but that's where I first heard that. The phrase about having a rep.
Yeah.
To protect.
That
was the first time I heard that. Let's see. John says Dream Factory closed yesterday.
Disneyland Paris, sorry.
Being replaced with a mini meet and greet in November. Show might come back at a later date.
So that's news that we've asked to be provided in the chat, I guess, but we did talk about that last week.
No, we did talk about that last week. I said I'm not happy about it. Well, no, I think it's a brilliant show. I'm not surprised. I don't think it was well attended. And they did actually say it was closed permanently. So this news that it might come back is new to me, but we will see.
We shall see.
Cheryl was on the Fantasy Western Caribbean.
Ooh.
Well, Joe.
Nice. Very nice.
John says, also, people moaning about the updates to the Storybook boat ride, saying it looks cheap.
I watched a walkthrough of it this week, because I figured,
a float through.
Yeah. I don't care about spoilers anyway, but it's not really a spoiler, is it, when it's something that you've been on a lot of times and it's such a small change,
right?
But it just doesn't musically fit for me because it's different. But actually, when you go through the Frozen bit, there's all the Chernobyl Night on Bald Mountain music playing anyway, so it's all right. It's inoffensive, that's what I call it. Inoffensive, it's fine. And the rest of the ride is popping. So, and that's what matters.
And the book and everything's fresh and painted.
Yeah.
Let me tell you my little emotional journey with stuff like this. I go on my social media, I see updates, I go, ooh, I see there's someone being snarky, and I'm like, do you know what? I don't need snark with my Disneyland Paris content sometimes. Critiques, news, etc., that's fine, but I don't need the snark. And so I'd rather just go in November and enjoy it and then make up my own mind. Maybe we can discuss if we like it or we don't, but there's some really cutting stuff going on.
You could watch Paging Mr. Morrow because he's not snarky at all.
He's not at all snarky.
Zero edge, he's a circle.
He is indeed. I've just seen something in the chat that gets me excited.
Oh yeah.
Joey says they're bringing Grease 2 to the West End again, I guess, because it started off there. It's called Cool Rider.
But they did it in concert on Hugh's birthday, and I got him tickets.
Ooh.
Well, did I get him tickets? Did I put them in the cart? But then I found out we were doing something else like the week before, and it wouldn't be convenient, and we couldn't get childcare, and I ended up selling the tickets to the guy who was directing Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
Yeah.
Didn't we see that show at Huddersfield? Like an amateur production of it? I have.
I haven't.
There's a full version of it on YouTube somewhere, because I found that once when we were talking about it after a show maybe 2 years ago, and shared the link with you. But also, she also says that the lead guy is playing the teacher, so I'm guessing that's Hello to Michael Carrington. What's his name?
Caulfield. Maxwell Caulfield. Yes.
Who he's married to?
Can't remember. Great story, lady.
Yeah, I know. Hayley Mills's daughter, sister, something. Someone related to Hayley Mills, anyway.
This isn't fun, Chris.
He's married to someone related to the Mills family, and I can't remember who she's called, but
Crispin Mills.
No, it's not Crispin Mills. It's their auntie.
Okay.
But they are related.
All right. Fair enough.
Which is a Disney connection. That's all I was trying to say.
I've seen that show.
Struggle with it.
Okay.
Yeah, but an amateur version.
But how much would I like to choreograph reproduction?
I want to be the teacher.
You would be so good as the
I've got the
teacher.
glasses.
Where does the pollen go?
Cheryl says, no, it was Ruth I was going on to next. I'm suffering the worst Disney blues. This time last week, I was walking around Hollywood Studios, Walt Disney World, and then Bonnie adds, Save the Muppets, hashtag.
Do we know about Save the Muppets?
There's a rumour going round.
This is going a little bit transatlantic now, but with the bringing Monstropolis to Disney World, yay!
Yeah.
But the very, very strong rumour is that it's going to replace Muppet Courtyard, and that will be the last Muppet evidence in any Disney park worldwide then.
Did you see, what's the guy, the Imagineer guy on Twitter who...
Jim Shull.
Yeah, did you see he posted some of the artwork for when they were planning on putting Muppet Land into the Hollywood studios? And it looked fast and very wacky and zany.
What a shame.
I know.
It is a shame.
And they've closed the only merchandise location anyway. And then we heard like Len Tester on the Disney Dish saying, well, they don't really sell any merchandise. And I'm like, if you open that shop, I will buy Muppet merchandise.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing about the Muppets. I grew up loving them. I have the LPs. You have the LPs. They can't take the Muppets away from me. No. And actually, a lot of the stuff they've done in recent years hasn't been great. So,
No, it hasn't.
It's sad. It's sad, and it's a shame that other generations in the future might not get the joy that we've had from the Muppets over the years, but we've still got that. And to me, I want to be hipster about it and just say, well, I liked them when they were cool. And
fair enough. Would you like to know another little factoid that got off Disney Dish about the Muppets?
Go on then.
If you take all 10 Muppet movies, adjusted for inflation, and combine the revenue, it's less than the 5 Alvin and the Chipmunks movies.
Oh my word.
Yeah. I know. Exactly.
I watched a guy the other day on TikTok who is an impersonator doing a Kermit the Frog, and he was explaining why he does his voice the way that he does it. And he did impressions of Jim Henson and, come on, help me
Frank
out.
Oz?
No, the three Kermits. So Jim Henson,
Steve Whitmire,
and then the guy who's doing it now,
Matt Vogel.
Yeah, and what he said was they all do the same sort of voice, but in different tones, in different levels pitched. Yeah. So original Kermit was quite low pitched.
Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, and then Whitmire's was higher pitched. And
I've just been walking a little slower from home these days.
But Vogel's is bang in the middle and almost monotone. And
hello, I'm Kermit the Frog, and my voice isn't very good.
And that's why
even though people say
like
it's more true to original, they're wrong because it's rubbish.
But they only say it's more true to the original because it's lower pitched.
Yeah.
And that's the reason. But he's very monotone. Yeah. Whereas this guy, he said, so what I've done is taken a blend of the three, and I move up a bit more and I move down a bit more, and that's why his actually sounds a bit more authentic or a bit more comfortable to people.
What's he called?
I can't remember.
Some guy.
Yeah, some guy.
Let's finish up these. Let's see.
Well, Joey says at least we have an endless season of the Muppets Christmas Carol coming. Yes, that is the one saving grace.
Hello to Andy. Cool Pasty says, good evening. Hope you're all great. Are we great?
I'm pretty great.
I'm pretty good.
I'm a bit depressed because I'm going back to work tomorrow. But apart from that, I'm pretty happy. But
I gave you a hug and everything. And
I know
you're
you
still
did.
depressed.
I know. I'm still
Any
depressed.
more videos from Huey? I need more Dad Run song. I don't know if you saw my Dad Run clip on my other. Was it the first video or the second video?
You have been editing, haven't you?
It was one of
I've
your
been
videos.
doing my third and final one. The third and final one is like the scraps that are left over, and it'll be a little bit more magazine-y, I guess. But I'm very busy at the moment, so I'm doing it very, very slowly. Very slowly indeed. But it will come out eventually. I'll let you know. And then we've got Ed, who says stuck in traffic driving home from London. This show is very welcome right now.
Yay!
And, that's about it, I think.
Joey says she'd rather get tickets to Grease 2 than Oasis.
Boo! Oh no, rather get Grease 2. Yes, definitely, than Oasis.
Do you know what I mean?
Should we have a drink?
Oh yes, please, please, please.
Hey, ole, it's showtime. Home together.
Well, today, Chris, we're having... You've probably seen these in Aldi because sometimes we get stuff and you'll say, oh, I saw that as well. This is called... And by the way, we're not sponsored, but we're open to suggestions. This is called Liquid Death.
Okay.
Right? And the sub-name is Mango Chainsaw.
Mango Chainsaw.
And it says, flavoured sparkling water. Oh, and it says at the bottom, 500 millilitres, murder your thirst.
Is it an energy drink? Because it looks like one.
No, it's just sparkling water.
This is the thing, it looks like a can of lager to me at first glance, and second glance you go, oh, mango, it
It's
must
got
be an
a
energy
melting
drink.
skull on it, and
It looks a little bit like the
It's got like metal writing on it.
Snow White.
Heavy metal writing.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Snow White apple, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I guess.
a little bit.
So we're having a mango chainsaw, and Lucy's having severed lime.
Severed lime.
Wow.
This is, you know how Disney like to just use words like wonder and wish and imagination and dream and things like that?
Yeah.
Well, saying severed lime is just like they had lime and they just needed to put a Halloween word in front of it. You know what I mean?
Well, I clocked these on the shelf, and as soon as I saw that it was mango, which is, as you know, the official flavour of the Disneyland Paris Show, I had to get them. And I think you like this, Chris, because it's very, very mild.
Ruth,
That's beyond mild.
Yeah, that's very light on the flavour. Maybe it's more so towards the bottom. It might.
Ruth's having a pink gin as always.
Oh, yes.
Gin
You
Ruth.
go, Ruth. Do you know what I'm having before I have that? I'm having an absolute cocktail strawberry spritz.
Oh,
I know.
you.
I know. I'm a lush.
You are a lush. I brought hot sauces today, Hugh. And one of them has mango in it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, before we get too down this particular rabbit hole, we've been going 22 minutes. Should we talk some Disney?
Yeah.
Should we do a trip report?
Oh, yeah. We can do a trip report.
Ruth loved your recent vlog, Lucy.
Oh, thank you, Ruth.
Do you know, if you're going to call something Liquid Death mango chainsaw, you expect it to pack a little bit more flavour than that. Sorry to the makers, but that's what,
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
Audience trip roundup.
I couldn't find that jingle earlier today, and now I found it. Relieved. Now, usually I would start this chronologically in the order of which I received them. However, somebody called Jenny snuck in with a Christmas trip report, and I thought, that's going back quite a long way, so maybe we just jump in here and do this first. But how good will this be for any of you who are planning to go, like you two, at Christmas?
A little taster.
So this is from Jenny. I've been meaning to do this since Christmas. Got to March and thought it was too late, but seeing as the Rains had booked a Christmas trip, I thought it would be relevant again. How right she was. We're family Christmas trip, 23rd to the 27th of December, 2024. 2023, I imagine, actually, is what they meant to put. 2 adults, Henry and Ollie, aged 11 and 9. After a difficult year for my husband losing his mum, we decided that DLP would be the perfect place to spend Christmas together. We couldn't have been more right. We announced it using a big yellow suitcase filled with Disney merch with a big Mickey sitting on top holding the tickets, which was a prize for the boys finding 50 Sum plushes hidden around the house. Countdown and preparation was even more exciting than our summer trip, as we also had to make sure that the elves and Father Christmas knew where we would be, of course.
That is, yeah, you've got to consider
Massive challenge.
Yeah.
We chose Davy Crockett Ranch as we wanted to take a tree and decorations to make the lodge super cosy and Christmassy.
That's what I I say to do.
Is that what you say to do?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And that's great. Carry on.
And we thought Father Christmas would find it easier to find our lodge than a hotel room. I think that's also a safe bet. Luckily, we were right, and he managed to leave the boys' sacks with giant Pluto and Pooh squishmallows on top this morning.
Oh.
We live in Cardiff, so we drive down to the Eurotunnel, which we get free with club card points, and stay in a hotel in Beaurains.
Yeah, I know it's spelled Bouvray, I think.
Is it Bouvray?
Yeah,
There
I think
you go.
so.
There we go. Not Beautiful Rains, which is obviously you two guys. And you, Bonnie. It is very good value, comfortable and quiet, with breakfast included and a great pizza restaurant next door. We leave after breakfast and are exactly an hour away from DLP, so we can make the most of day one. Davy Crockett check-in was easy, and we were really impressed by the facilities there, especially the pool. Christmas music and decorations were perfect. Gorgeous fire and music in the lobby. Very warm and cosy atmosphere. We couldn't unload, so headed straight for the parks. Disneyland Park was the most magical Christmassy place we have ever been. The music all the way from the car park was top-tier instrumental proper music. We are musicians, so appreciate this. Brass band carols and festive favourites, which were perfect. Disney Village was a bit tarpaulin central, so we only popped there once for shopping. Too much disruption this time. The decorations, snow on Main Street, characters in Christmassy outfits, music piped everywhere, gave us all the Christmassy feels, and we were all so happy for the whole stay. I'm kind of loving this, by the way, because
I know.
Literally yesterday I was sat outside my parents' house in the sunshine, and as the evening ended, my dad said, "That's it, that's summer over with, and now we're jumping into Christmas." The park was quiet on the 23rd, busy on the 24th, not too bad on Christmas Day itself, but then rammed on Boxing Day and sold out on the 27th. Predictably, I suppose, but we were pleasantly surprised with the days leading up to Christmas. We rode everything during the 5 days. Nothing was closed for refurbishment. Rides went down from time to time as normal, but the parades were amazing. The new Pixar musical is astonishing, and the nighttime show in the Avengers Campus was incredible, even though they couldn't run it with the fireworks on Christmas Day because of the weather. The most shocking thing for me was the total lack of Christmas decorations in the Studios Park. Annoyingly, we had decided to spend Christmas Day in the Studio Park primarily, as we decided that if we weren't going to have a traditional Christmas dinner, we would book Pim Kitchen and have blue custard and crazy sized food.
Blue custard.
I seem to remember I know that's a thing. Like, they don't do Halloween decorations in the studios either. It's like I think there must be a reason, like they want to keep it secular, for various different things. It is a shame. Having said that, when we went for Christmas several years ago, they did a projection show on the Tower of Terror, and that's one of the best nighttime spectaculars we've seen, was Goofy's whatever. Goofy's whatever, that's what it's called. Sorry, Chris.
We enjoyed everything about the park, rides and eateries, but there was not a single Christmas decoration up anywhere. It could have been any other day of the year. So our advice, if anyone is going to be there on Christmas Day, stay in Disneyland Park, where it is magically and perfectly Christmas, and save the studios for another day. It was our third trip. With your shows and vlogs, we now feel like experts. So we've efficiently planned our days to fit in everything we wanted to do. Went back to Davy Crockett at lunchtime a couple of times to swim and chill, as parking is free, so you can leave and return. The main park in the evenings is just beautiful, and as it gets dark, so the atmosphere is amazing. The lighting of the streets is wonderful, and going on rides in the dark is so cool, especially Orbitron and Big Thunder. I liked Orbitron in the dark, actually. It was really good. I made family champion badges for Buzz and Spider-Man as we rode these several times. We had the most wonderful meals at Billy Bob's and Downtown Restaurant.
Family champion?
Yeah.
I like it. There'd be no point in our family, though, would there?
No, you might as well just make a t-shirt in my size.
Although I have consistently bet you on web slingers. It's Buzz that I can't beat you on.
Yeah.
We had the most wonderful meals at Billy Bob's and Downtown Restaurant, and would highly recommend those to anyone. Buffet restaurants are the way to go for us rather than the set menus, so we'll book these two again for sure. There was nowhere that did any special Christmas dinner or meals as far as we saw. It was just the regular menus and setups. Nice Christmassy snacks around, and we got popcorn and champagne in souvenir flutes and watched the fireworks on Christmas Eve. We booked a character breakfast in Plaza on Christmas morning, which was a surprise for the boys. It was the same as usual, expensive, but a great experience and decent all-you-can-eat breakfast. We were sat by the door, so had fantastic extra interactions with all the characters. Our youngest is the world's biggest Winnie the Pooh fan, and the most special moment was him meeting Christmas Pooh, queuing for an hour, complete with Pooh hoodie, Pooh ears, and his cuddly Pooh that he carried around just in case he met.
That's a lot of poo.
Do you remember Hanky? That's
I
what
do.
it sounds like. Christmas poo.
Mr. Hanky. I will send you the video because it is the most gorgeous interactions. These are the moments that you save all the pounds for. I don't think Ollie will ever forget that moment.
Oh.
We took your advice and got lunch in Cafe Hyperion half an hour before Let's Sing Christmas, which was genius. Or as we got a table with a brilliant view before people realised there was a show. Thanks.
Yep.
Bellanotte was closed, otherwise we'd have used that top tip as well to see the start of the parade. The weather was pleasant, not cold or rainy, so that was a bonus. We did a few rides this time, including Small World, which was just still being refurbished on our last trip, and that was absolutely breathtaking, especially the lights in the glitzy scene at the end. Was it Christmas themed? Did it play whatever it is? What is it plays?
It goes, small world after all. Da, 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 jingle bells, jingle all the way.
There we go. We would highly recommend going to DLP at Christmas time. It was everything we hoped it would be and more. Cast members were delightful and funny. Characters were gorgeous in their Christmas outfits. The attention to detail in the decorations around the Disneyland park was 10 out of 10. And it was the perfect place for us to go and have some special time together. I would love to know if they decorate Studios Park this year. We are just pricing up a trip in June for my 40th, so we'll have another countdown soon, hopefully. Thanks for all your wonderful shows, and we hope you have the best time when you go this Christmas. Jen, Brian, Henry, and Ollie.
That is just wonderful. That's put me so in the mood. And it's brought to mind a question that I have for you, Jenny, and for all the listeners. We are ready to book our dining. We're probably a bit late to book our dining, if I'm honest. However, we need to book our dining for Disneyland Paris. We know we want to go to Davy Crockett's Tavern. Last time we went there, we had a great meal. It's very standard, and it's there where we're staying, convenient. We also want to go to Golden Nugget, which, if you haven't been, it's a step above quick service, a step below table service. But we went at Christmas last time, and they had a Christmas puppet show on. Really
Nice.
Great at Christmas.
Did we go at Christmas?
We did, because we've got Bonnie dressed as Snow Tinkerbell doing Rocking Around the Christmas Tree on the video.
Oh, yeah.
So we're not going to splurge on more than one sit-down meal other than those two. So we want to know what to book. Now, you've just answered the question in that nothing really had anything particularly Christmassy on, maybe in the menus, but do they have on the decorations? I'm a big Pim Kitchen fan, but it doesn't feel Christmassy to me. And if this is our Christmassy trip, I'm thinking somewhere cozier or somewhere that has some form of decoration, some nod to it.
Well,
Yes.
I thought it was a shame that there aren't more Christmas menus, because it's sad, isn't it? You go to Disneyland and it's just the usual fare that they have all year round, but you can go to Greg's or KFC, and KFC will have like a spice on the chips. Now they've got a spice on the chips all year round, but
Cranberry in the sausage roll.
But they used to do a Christmas chips spice on the chips alone, let alone the rest of the menu. And Disneyland Paris, apparently not.
You can go into Starbucks in the Village Zone and get something Christmassy. That's going to work.
Well, yeah, or McDonald's.
Yeah.
And get like some kind of festive burger.
Jenny says Cowboy Cookout was lush at Christmas. I'm gonna take that tip, because that's a quick service, so we're gonna need that.
I love it there.
You do.
Still not been.
It's very woodsy, which makes you feel like it would be good. John's saying Waltz. Now this is good, because we've never been to Waltz.
No.
Because for about 4 years it was shut, and we hadn't gone before then. It was on the list, and then they shut it, and we wanted to go, and then we didn't go last time, and so on and so forth. So I'm thinking Waltz might be worth a go. Could be difficult to get, given we're a little late booking, but we'll give it a go. Billy Bob's was Christmassy. You see, we haven't been back to Billy Bob's in years, and I really liked Billy Bob's.
Have we not?
No,
we haven't.
It's the Grange, isn't it? Yeah.
Hey, Chris, Cool Pasty was asking, where do you want trip reports sending?
Oh, well, I'm glad that you asked this.
Is it through the Facebook group?
The best thing to do is to send us an email, mailbox@37disneystreet.co.uk. You can post them on the group, but we might not catch them, but it does give them some public viewing for everybody, so that's kind of a good thing. And if you want to put pictures up, some people will send all their pictures from the holidays and put those onto the group. But yeah, if you want a trip report, send it through to us at mailbox@37disneystreet.co.uk, or send us a message on Facebook if you want. You can do it that way.
Thanks, Chris. Anyway, coming up on the show later. I didn't know what to say after that.
Here's a good idea from Tanya. I've never been, but I think the Sequoia buffet is supposed to be good. They do raclette only in winter. Now we've been to there. We went at winter, and it is very, very woodsy and cozy. So that's a definite thought for us. And I do love raclette, and I can confirm they do boiled potatoes.
We went in January.
Yeah, they do boiled potatoes and raclette, just like on a bar on its own. So you just go up and get a little bowl of boiled potatoes, and then they shovel cheese on top of it. It's delicious. Joey says, Lucy, we went to Waltz at Christmas, which was amazing. We were sat by the window and the parade started just as we arrived. So we watched it out the window and it was magical. Can you hear from my voice that I want to do that?
Yeah, but where it rains, we won't get sat by the window.
I expect Disneyland Hotel will be decorated for Christmas. This is Lisa speaking now. So maybe Royal Banquet if you want to splurge. Good tip. I don't think we do want to splurge. Well, I'll be honest. I don't think we can afford it this trip. That's the one that's Prix Fix, isn't it?
We can.
And it's a bit... Hey!
We can.
Hugh's getting the Benjamins out.
It's whether we want to or not, that's all.
Yeah.
You mentioned Tanya a second ago there. Now, Tanya sent us an email this week, and I did want to read it out because Tanya's done a load of the granny squares for us, hasn't she? She's one of the people who's done a load of granny squares. So she emailed last week and said, thank you so much for the praise yesterday in the show and for showing my squares and Piglet. I felt like a star. The blanket is turning out so amazing. I'll unfortunately miss the charity show because it is exactly on our DLP weekend. Lucky you. But I hope I'll be able to catch it up later. Will the recording be available on YouTube like the normal shows are? Yes, it will. We're also looking at whether we can break it up into sections as well to make it a bit more digestible, but I'll figure all that out later.
And have 6 weeks off.
Yeah, and have 6 weeks off, yeah.
I
won't
have
do that.
sewn, hang on, I think I've sewn 44 squares out
Of
77.
Very good.
I think.
She says, I thought I'd share with you another credit. The Piglet pattern and patterns for most 100 Acre Wood friends was made by Tatiana Haag from Kaufvolle. That's my guess at how to pronounce all of that. You can find them on Etsy, and then she's put a link to Etsy, which is, yeah, if anyone wants to know those, then you can give us a shout, and I'll post them in the Facebook group. That's what I'll do. My kids are huge fans of the characters, and I made that bundle for a birthday party and to take to DLP for potential character interaction. Great idea. Well, you've got Piglet there, haven't you?
We do. We've got Piglet right here.
There's
He
Piglet.
sits on top of Bonnie's art box, which is why he's right here. But I will get that link off you, Chris, because I might want to make the rest of the gang now.
I know.
When I've done with my blanket.
I have to say, with all the crocheting, I've always thought, no, I'm not really that bothered. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, I want to make one of those.
Well, did you see the Piglet ears I did for Bonnie?
Yes, I did. Yeah. And she finishes by saying, I just wanted to say thank you again for all your tips, the show, the charity and everything. You helped me a lot to plan this trip and get even more excited about it. We'll go for the first time since 2014 and for the first time with my own children. We'll be a group of 7 with my parents and my sister joining, and it'll probably be very stressful, but I'm looking forward to that so much. I'll have to rewatch your packing and other tips videos in the next couple of weeks. Thank you so much, and hopefully I'll see you next Sunday. And there she's in the chat, so she can see us. It's true. Thanks, Tanya. I just wanted to read it out because we appreciate you.
We do.
We value your custom.
We do.
Did we read this comment from Louise?
I'm not sure.
Read it out, let's see.
Louise said, our first sit-down meal was Pim's Kitchen in May. However, on a previous Christmas trip, when my kids were less fussy, we loved Waltz at parade time.
Yeah.
I think we might be looking at either Waltz.
Do you know what? I always forget about Waltz because we've never been. So it's just not on my radar. Like,
I think it was not an option for many
years. If I had to list
years.
all the restaurants, like off the top of my head, I would probably have completely forgotten about that one. So we need to go.
Where else have we never... The only ones now we haven't been to is...
Silver
Spur Steakhouse.
Yeah.
We haven't been there. We haven't been to the ones in...
I like it there.
Any of the restaurants in Art of Marvel Hotel New York.
No.
We've been to the ones in the Disneyland Hotel, but under their previous iterations. So we haven't been to the new versions.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. I think we've been to everything else now. We haven't been to Five Guys.
I mean,
But we've been to Five Guys in the UK. We just haven't been in the village.
I went to Rudding Park Hotel this week for a spa day because Laura got it for her 40th birthday from my family. We went and spent the day at a spa, and it was lovely. It's not my thing at all, but it was lovely. It was really, really relaxing and nice and enjoyable. But we went into a steam room at one point, And no, not a steam room, into a sauna at one point. And I was sat there in the sauna and I said, it's all right, it's quite dry and everything. I said, pretty hot. It reminds me of Vapiano's when we went.
Yeah.
And the air conditioning wasn't working.
Yeah.
That was unbearable.
It
But
was
they
awful.
did tell us, we're like, can we sit upstairs? And they went, it's very warm, the air conditioning's not working. And we were like, it's fine. And it wasn't fine.
Listen to
Jenny
this.
always goes to Silver Spur.
Well, no, listen to this. Cool Pasty says, I wouldn't bother with Silver Spur.
Oh.
And then Jenny says, we always go to Silver Spur and it's always good.
You liked Silver
Oh,
Spur,
I really
Chris,
liked it.
didn't
Yeah,
you?
it was not the best, but one of the better steaks I've ever had.
Ooh. Well, Cool Pasty adds, took us 2.25 hours for dinner at Silver Spur. Service was slow and the food was dry.
I think that, as with any of these places, you can have good and bad experiences, can't you? Unfortunately, if you have a bad one, then you don't feel the urge to go back. But at the same time, I always try to think, if other people are having good experience, maybe it's not that bad.
I'd gamble on it, for sure.
Give it a go. Give it a go.
But I should see what it's like in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And thing is, because we do this podcast, we can justify doing a lot of things when we're at Disneyland Paris. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, we've heard bad things. We might not fancy steak, but I think that we need to know what it's like.
Content, baby.
It's content.
In it. Speaking of content, I bought hot sauces today. This week, and I brought them with me today.
Yay!
I went to our local garden centre and I saw some sauces. And to start with, I saw one that was a flaming Naga chili sauce, and I thought, the Naga chilies is what Hugh grows and what I've been growing. So I looked at that and I thought, that looks good. It's peaches. Majority of the flavouring is peach, which I wasn't entirely over the moon about, but I thought, no, it might be all right. And then I saw stinging scorpion chili sauce, and I thought, well, that looks good, but that's mango.
Right.
So that's good.
The official flavour of the show.
Exactly. And then there's a kicking Carolina Reaper sauce as well. Now, what I think we should do is at some point we should try these because I'd like to add these to our giveaway for the charity for whatever we do. But I want to check them and make sure they're good first. So I think we need to try them on the show.
The King's Tasters.
Maybe next week we try them on the show.
Yeah.
And we can rank them.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then, we'll get some of this to give away as well.
We went to a garden centre and they did some of those products, but I couldn't find these sauces there. But they did do that Encona lemon sauce.
Oh.
But in a smaller bottle that isn't runny.
Oh, interesting.
So, get yourself down to whatever that garden centre's called.
So these are Cottage Delight hot sauces, and there's Flaming Naga chili sauce.
We're not
There
sponsored.
is Stinging Scorpion chili sauce, and there is Kicking Carolina Reaper sauce. If any of you want to taste
And they'll
along.
be up for grabs on the show.
And if any of
On
you
the
want to
charity
taste
show.
along next week, try and get hold of some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe in Aldershot.
Maybe.
Get Alderson in Aldershot. Lucy wants to get back to the chat, don't you?
Well, just come read it. Tracy and Elsie just joined. It's been a while. Hi, Tracy. Louise says, whatever you do, don't miss the shawarma in Avengers Campus Super Diner. Hands
love
down,
shawarma.
the best thing we've eaten at DLP.
Ever eaten
at DLP. That's interesting because we have been there under its old iteration. Was it Starlight Cafe? We have been there under its new iteration and had a rather dodgy experience that
It
involved...
was a fantastic, sublime experience.
It was unusual.
It was one of my happiest interactions of Disneyland Paris.
Do you know when something's so bad that it becomes funny
that
and you
dine
like
out on this
and you
for
like to
years?
talk about it afterwards, and it's good content and you will never forget it. So sometimes something can be so appallingly bad that it's just good.
Yeah. And that is what that was.
Should we do a really potted version of the story? I know some people have heard it before, but a lot of people won't.
Yeah, it is a really quick one. It took about 10 minutes, which isn't long. But we wanted to pop in there and it was empty and say, can we have one of those? Thanks, bye. And it took like 10 minutes.
It was one of the giant chocolate bars, wasn't it?
And they just kept like running away from us and being weird, and we were going, what? And then
we
they started...
spent we'd spent months building up to it because Avengers Campus
Choco
opened
Blast.
in California, and they had this massive Choco Blast chocolate bar, and we'd spent probably a year saying they're not going to have that in DLP though, are they? They're not going to make a chocolate bar that big, and they didn't. But they made a miniature version of it, and so we went to try it, and they wouldn't take your money off you.
No, and at one point they started cashing up the till instead of like dealing with us.
Someone was wiping plates. They said, just one moment, like,
do you know
we'll
when
come back to you, and then
it looks like they're all pretending to do things,
It was like that bit in Love Actually when Rowan Atkinson's wrapping up their necklace. It felt a bit like that as well.
It was like that, but without having the thing in front of us to begin with. We were just like, at one point, I just
see
said
them in the fridge. We were just looking at it going, just give us that.
Hand us that. Take the money and leave. And it
was amazing. It was just.
Oh, and then they served someone who came in after us first.
Yes.
Which is never good.
And then we did what Paige and Mr. Morrow likes to do, which is we sat and ate it on top of a bin.
Yeah.
Ed has chimed up and said,
chimed up? Ed pipes up.
Back in your box
said.
There's next to never reservations for Waltz on the app. I find there can be no reservations for certain restaurants on the app, and when you get there, guest relations can magically find tables. This is a general top tip. Never give up on the reservations. Keep checking the app. Try do the app, definitely. But if there's something that you really want and you haven't got it, go straight to guest relations, or at the hotel, go to concierge at the hotel.
And what's the other? There's another app you can do reservations and you can get cancellations or something, isn't there? I'm sure people have mentioned it before.
I thought you were talking about line.
Is that still going?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've not heard people mention it for a while, but it's something table.
Yeah,
really
Table
helpful,
Finder or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to promote something I haven't tried, so I don't know.
It's been mentioned lots of times, but I've not heard it mentioned for a while.
Disney Seats or something like that.
Yeah, something
Jenny
like that,
says.
Jenny. Yeah, something along those lines. Who knows? You wanted to talk about something that's about 2026.
Oh yeah, booking is now available for up to March 2026. It opens on the 3rd of September for travel agents. Woo-hoo. So if you're going to book through, is it Holiday Hamster or Magical Breaks or anything like that, we're not sponsored by any of these, just mentioning names, then you can, they will be able to book you from the 3rd of September. But it is open to everybody on the Disneyland Paris website on the 10th of September. I do know we've got a few listeners who've mentioned they're waiting for them to release the new. So when can you book up to at the moment? April 20.
Yeah, no. Beginning of May, isn't it? I think.
Beginning of May 24. 25, yeah. And then they've opened the following year.
The new season.
The new season. So get on it if you've been waiting for that.
I will.
We know nothing yet about deals. We know nothing yet about rates. They usually start, the sooner you book, the better the deal generally. That doesn't mean the deals will go away. They tend to swap them out. So they'll do like a 30% off room, or they'll do a second child goes free or something. But when you work out the monetary value, usually the best deals are the first deals.
Yeah. I'm about to lose a load
control, and you think you like it.
I'm about to lose a bunch of money because our cancelled Halloween trip, I'd also paid for my Eurotunnel trip. So if anybody's going around Halloween time and hasn't booked their Eurotunnel yet and would like to purchase my crossing off me at a discounted price, get in touch and let me know. I'm sure we can
tell them
figure that
dates, exact dates.
Well, it's movable, so it can be adjusted anyway. So and I can't remember off the top of my head. But when I looked, I can move the dates to anywhere from basically from now right through till the end of October.
When I was pricing up our Christmas trip, what shocked me, I knew that they'd got rid of direct trains, but what shocked me is from St Pancras to Disneyland Paris, it was 4 hours and 4 minutes, which seemed, because of the transfer in Lille, that seemed bonkers to me, given it used to be an hour and a half. But we've transferred at Lille before, and it's not been that long. It's only been like 2 hours.
It took us 3.5, I think, when we. But there was also a massive delay. We were an hour outside. They weren't stopping in there. We were an hour outside of Lille, and then we ended up not on the Eurostar line because going on. So we ended up having on their regular line.
We have also paid for tunnel crossings with our Tesco vouchers, and it's a big old drive for us, isn't it? And then try to get back in time for school and work on Monday morning, and hope the M1 is open all the way, because it wasn't when we tried to get back from Bridlington today.
Yeah, flipping M1.
I
know. What's next?
Indeed, what is next?
Trip reports?
Yeah.
Trip reports. One of you want to read one? Shall I read another one?
Let Hugh do one.
Let Hugh do one.
Let me, please.
This one is from Gaz Pierce, also known as Gareth Pierce Theme Parks on YouTube. Here you are. quite small on the screen. So
This is called Trip Report.
oh,
What's this highlighted? It's the word trip. So it looks like my yellow box to Disney Paris. My trip to Disney Paris. Oh no, that's just a subtitle. Right. Submitted due to a few people asking on the Facebook group due to being a solo traveller. Flew out on the Monday with EasyJet from Bristol Airport. Despite being dropped off in the wrong location by my father, found Bristol Airport easy to navigate, went straight through security, and only had my backpack. As I only had my backpack. Went to the escape lounge. Friendly staff led me to my table and had breakfast and 2 gins. This is holiday mode.
Breakfast and 2 gins. I need that on a t-shirt.
Gaz is in holiday mode. I like it. Do you know there's talk of only of limiting drinks in airports to 2 now, isn't there?
I mean, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
You don't need to drink. I know some people seem to think they need to have a drink on an airplane.
Don't think I've ever had a drink in an airport. Don't know. Anyway,
The question then, sorry to divert, but if a plane gets delayed, sometimes literally by 12 hours, is that for the full 12 hours plus the 3 hours that you were there in advance, like 15 hours, or is there a time limit on that limit of drinks?
like feeding gremlins after midnight when can you feed them again? Anyway, gate was easy to find, and watched the flight on its way down to Bristol from Scotland. Boarded the plane through steps, which I've never done solo before, usually air gate. Landed in Orly. This was the only issue I had. Took 40 minutes walking up and down the terminal to find the stop for the magic shuttle to my hotel. The day before, I managed to get an upgrade to the Newport Bay from Santa Fe I was meant to be staying at, and was surprised as the Olympics was starting on the Friday after I get home. That's a nice little last minute perk, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Got to Newport Bay and was really impressed with the size of the place. Went through security scanners before entering the hotel, which was completely new to me. Now, we found when we visited there, just to look around, that if you went around the back entrance, you'd walk in, and then when we walked back out and then walked around the building and tried to get back in again, we had to go through security. We thought, well, we could literally just walked around the building and gone in at the back without security. And it just strikes me as a bit strange.
The back being what
you can do that. Yeah, the bit facing the lake.
Where the Port of Passage is.
That's the same in Sequoia Lodge as well. If
it
you
is.
In the car park area, then you have to go through security. But you're already in the resort when you're coming from the other side. So
yeah. Anyway, where was I? Got to Newport Bay, went to security scanners. Check-in was straightforward as I checked in on the app. I think I became an awkward customer as I went to check in at the desk and they couldn't see my photo pass, my booking. But the friendly cast member really helped. Something that shocked me was the fact that they asked for a card as a security hold, but was told nothing would be charged. Finally, after 3 cards, found one that worked.
right.
Got to my room on the 6th floor and was really impressed. Glad I went for the lake view, as the views were amazing. Finally, at 3:30 p.m, I made my way to the parks and headed for my usual first ride, Pirates of the Caribbean, which was as usual, failed to disappoint. The only thing I would say as a solo traveller is that people get impatient and try to push in front of you. See, like as a family, we kind of sometimes lock arms and we're like, hold the line!
Yeah.
Hold the line!
Yeah.
Next up was Hyperspace Mountain. Got talking to a friendly American family who invited me to join them on... I thought I was going to say, join us at our home in Albuquerque. No, who invited us to join them on a Hyperspace Mountain. Next up, that's nice. Next up
That's
was...
quite a crisscross of the park, though.
Hey, listen,
Pirates to Hyper.
Gareth just likes to, like...
He's unencumbered, isn't
bounce around like
Gareth?
what they called it?
Pong?
Pong.
What they call it? Pinball. Bit of pinball!
It's nicer, that, isn't it? Because it's like the flip side of what he's just said as well. Sometimes as a solo traveller, people try to push in front of you and things. But then sometimes as a solo traveller, an American family invite you to go on Hyperspace Mountain.
Yeah.
How nice is that?
Or go stay with them.
In Albuquerque, apparently.
Albuquerque. Next up was dinner at the Plaza Gardens. This was one of the best experiences I've ever had at a Disney park.
Oh.
The characters took time with me, even had an amazing encounter with Tigger, which I've left a cast compliment for. Easily the best character meet ever, and met a member of the Facebook group afterwards.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yay.
The following day started at the Movies Park with a ride on. I like the name Movies Park. With a ride on Crusher's Coaster. Despite being a roller coaster enthusiast, really didn't enjoy it. Guess spinning coasters are not my thing.
A lot of people feel like that about
true.
Crushers, though, don't
I
they?
like it though. I dig it. The single rider queue moved really quickly. Next up was a ride on Ratatouille before heading back to the main park. Did a few rides before going to Auberge de Cinderella. Sorry for the spelling. Sorry for the talking, to be honest. As a solo man, was apprehensive about this, as usual, but it was absolutely nothing to worry about. Each princess and mouse took their time, took their time to stop and talk and take pictures. Had no funny looks off tables at all. Would highly recommend it to solo travellers. Yeah. I think, if you're going to go anywhere alone, I think you're all right in Disney, aren't you?
I think
Yeah.
Did more rides through the day and did some shopping in the shops. Day 3, headed back to the park. This was the Wednesday with the Olympics starting on the Friday. Morning started well, managed to get a few rides in before heading for a hot dog. This is when I started... Hot diggity dog! This is when I started to notice queue times to go up, though I try and get a single rider on Hyperspace Mountain before heading back to the hotel to catch the coach to the airport. This turned out to be a mistake. As time ticked away in the single rider queue, I realised how busy the park was, so I decided to call it a day and end my holiday. Overall, this was the best holiday I've ever had in a Disney park, Paris or Florida. If you are pondering on going solo, go for it. I met so many awesome people on the holiday. I am generally a shy person, but got talking to so many people in the queues and restaurants. The only thing I wouldn't do again is Orly. I thought that said only, and I thought there's something on the screen. Is Orly, as I found it difficult to navigate. Overall, an excellent holiday. Can't wait to go back later in the year.
And isn't it significantly further than Charles de Gaulle as well?
Thank you, Gareth.
It is, yes. I think Gareth put quite a few bits on the Facebook page whilst he was away as well, so if you're interested in what he got up to and want to see more,
come on down to our Facebook page.
Get on Facebook.
I know that I'm married avec child, but I did a solo trip because I did run Disney, and there's just, I cannot recommend it enough. If there's people who are single and they can't get the mate to come and they're like, I really want to go to Disneyland Paris, just go. It is the most single friendly thing that you can do. There's loads of places to just chill and be on your own. There's loads of things to do. That's a weird thing sometimes about being on your own. It's kind of kicking your heels a bit. Not a problem in a theme park. You tend to look around a bit more and see more and appreciate more, and also you're able to get good spots for parades and good spots for shows because you are just a single person. And I know people get a bit wobbly about it, and I would recommend it.
You don't have someone going, Daddy, 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 every 2 seconds. Can I have a drink? I'm hungry. Daddy, I'm hungry. Daddy, 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 I'm hungry.
It's a lot easier now Bonnie's older, but one of the things was just kind of dealing with all our irregular toilet needs. Do you know what I mean? Especially when we'd go with another family, there'd be another child who would need a toilet then, and then Bonnie would say she didn't need the toilet, and then 10 minutes later Bonnie would need the toilet and they wouldn't, and then I might need the toilet later, and it just feels like that constant waiting outside toilet thing for different people.
Another toilet queue.
Well, that's why I'm always get one in credit. I know you don't need one, get one in credit.
Just go and try.
Anyway, if you are a single person, this is one of many things that you don't have to deal with.
I'll do another one.
Love your bonds.
I've got time for another one.
We've got 4 minutes left. I reckon we could do it.
Do it.
Squeeze it in.
Do it.
This one's from Bob Calman, who says, "Hi there, ho there, he there. Just back from DLP for 6 days during the Olympics, 3 days in the parks and 3 days at the games. The sad part of this story is that I have been watching 37 Disney Street for about a year now after I returned from Florida last year. Cancelled all my subscriptions to the Florida shows and found you guys.
Yay!
Next year, we're off to Tokyo, so it's time to move on and find new shows. So, thanks so much for all the help, though.
Goodbye.
So here's the report.
That was so Dear John, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So he's probably not even going to listen to this trip report coming through.
Right, let's slag him off.
We had 3 days in the parks. Day 1 was arrival day, so we only got in there at about 11 or so. We were staying at the Marvel Hotel, so we got to do a Spider-Man meet and greet in the hotel first. This is such a great perk and almost justifies the additional cost of the hotel. We assumed that the parks would be really busy due to the Olympics, so planned to only be in Disneyland on the day and just get as much done as possible of the smaller rides shows which were not included in the Premier Access, which we'd booked for day 2. The park was not busy at all, so we did every ride which was not on Premier Access. The Lion King show, from which we were evacuated during the final number. No idea why. Dinner in Agrabah Cafe, which the adults loved.
No idea why.
It didn't say why, it just
And
says no
he
idea.
never found out.
Dinner in Agrabah Cafe, which the adults loved, but the kids 8 and 11 found really difficult to find something to eat. Yeah, I get that.
Agrabah, yeah, that's the That's why we don't go. You would love it, wouldn't you?
Food with flavour. Kids just don't like it. Day 2 was our mammoth day. We had Premier Access Ultimate and went from rope drop to fireworks. We rope dropped Crusher's Coaster, arriving in the park at 8:15 to be about 10th family in line, and had about a 5-minute wait.
Good going.
The wait times on the day were pretty low. Wednesday, Crush 55 minutes, Avengers 10 minutes, Thunder Mountain 20 minutes, Hyperspace 10 minutes. So we managed Crush 3 times, Avengers 4 times, Hyperspace 2 times, Thunder twice, and all the other Prem Access rides. It was a huge surprise how short the lines were. We had lunch in Pim Kitchen. The food was great, but the kids loved the decor and the way drinks came in conical flasks or test tubes. The drone show in the evening was genuinely superb, and compared to Florida, so much easier to find a good space to watch. Day 3 was our maybe the Olympics making it quieter.
I was just trying to think. One of the problems is the amount of trees in Disneyland Paris we've found, but I don't know. I think it's a bit apples and oranges, that one.
Greenery.
Chop them all down.
Yeah, get rid of them.
Get rid of them.
This was a parking lot, now it's a peaceful oasis. Day 3 was our day in the shows. We slept in and went for character breakfast in the park. This is so much more fun than waiting in line for ages to see just one character. Great breakfast and then on to studios for the shows. The adults' favourite was certainly the Together show with the live band, but the kids found Stitch hilarious. We did it twice and both were totally different and funny. No one really enjoyed the Queen of Hearts show. We all were disappointed with Alice 1 and the Queen was so much better.
That's the first time we've heard that, I think.
Yeah.
That people didn't enjoy it.
I mean, I'm not to talk about him again for the umpteenth time today, but paging Mr. Morrow said, well, that was interesting.
Oh,
that's as scathing as he gets.
From him, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's 1 star.
Think of that what you will. The summary for me is DLP is missing something that I just can't put my finger on that exists in the US but not in France. There were just a few times we thought, oh, this would not be like this in Florida. Like asking someone for help and getting the answer, that is not my job. Please ask that guy. What we absolutely loved, however, was how close everything was. Walking 2 minutes through the village to the parks, hopping from park to park and back again, just made everything so easy, even if the signposting was awful. We thought the rides were brilliant and loved how easy it was to ride them. This is so much better than the US. We really missed the tech from the US. The app in Paris is a rubbish.
Yeah.
Our character breakfast was invisible on the app, and I strongly believe that lots of people are prepay for it and then forget about it. We really missed magic bands. My phone battery life is okay, but was much easier when we didn't have to worry about it staying alive until 11 p.m. to open the hotel room door. Let's see if Tokyo Disney can compete next year. Keep up the work on the show. It's people like you guys who keep the magic alive for us all year round. Bob.
Thanks, Bob. We try, Bob. We try.
We do.
I agree with a lot of that. I agree with the technology thing. We've said that for years. And it's just unbelievable how far behind they can be. And then announcing that they're having iPads to order at Hyperion as if we were meant to go, oh, yay, it's 2015. You know, it's really soggy. The customer service thing is inexcusable, but I just cannot express enough how much you have to shrug and go, it's cultural. It's just cultural. Yeah. And if you like that, you should go to Prague. We have never had bad service like we had in Prague, just consistently.
It was
everywhere.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It was just funny after like a while.
Like meals were thrown down in front of us.
Yeah, I had a meal and it was delicious. But it's the best food holiday until we started to go to Florida. It's the best food holiday I've ever had. And one plate was dropped about a centimetre off the table. And it was like clonked down in front of me and it rattled around a bit. I was like, okay. We've got a nice picture of us sat by the river, though.
We do.
In that restaurant.
So we've got 2 trip reports left. Do you want a little bit of a spoiler? One of them's from Trude. And the other one is from Andrew, which is a non-DLP trip report.
Oh, yeah. Is this for next week?
Yeah, for next week, yeah. He's been to Portaventura and wanted to do a bit of a comparison to what it's like. So if any of you interested in Portaventura, we'll talk about that probably next week.
Accept those, yes.
Yes. If you have a trip report, as I mentioned already, mailbox at 37disneystreet.co.uk.
That address again?
Mailbox at 37disneystreet.co.uk.
And again?
Mailbox at 37disneystreet.co.uk.
Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome.
Marvellous. Right, thank you very much, guys, for tonight. Do not forget, we have got a big charity show that we would love to have you all on board for. It is in 20 days because it's Saturday, the 21st of September. We're really going to start ramping stuff up on the Facebook and the Twitter and everything like that. So make sure you're a member of the Facebook group. Keep your eyes on the sky. We're going to be telling you about the raffles, telling you about the events. Big things are happening, but what's most important is that we raise money for Dementia UK. We're aiming for 1,500 this year. That's a lot of money, but we did 1,000 last time, and I think that we can top it now.
Yes, just so you know as well, it's the 1st of September today. All of our revenue from September, from any advertising, from watching videos and stuff on here, and also our Patreon subscriber fees as well for this month will all be going towards that charity as well.
So if you can't afford to give anything to Dementia UK because you're a little bit you're saving up for your next Disney trip, why not just sit and watch like 10 of my tip videos and sit through the adverts, and then the advert revenue of you sitting and watching my videos, our videos. I mean my videos because I do the tips ones. We'll go to Dementia UK. Everybody wins. Do that. Great idea, Chris. Well done.
What are we doing now, Lucy?
We're doing our Patreon pal show.
We are.
With a little mini quizney.
Oh, we're doing a quiz.
Kinda.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. So
this is new.
Thank you all very much for coming, and we will see you. I've been Lucy. These have been the boys. Bye bye.
See you later, everybody. Peace. Mailbox at 37disneystreet.co.uk.
Again?
Mailbox at 37disneystreet.co.uk.
Now with an accent.
Mailbox at 37disneystreet.co.uk.
Be careful.
Wow.